fucking white sand. I give it
Shotty,
all
what up,
to
baby?
this fucking mic stand. If it's been done before, then I know I can. I'm on the rise, I'm trying to keep a level
Shotty, what up,
head.
baby?
She on my time, she begging me to
Yo,
give
what's
me
the deal,
neck.
y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon, and this is Nice and Neat.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hold on, fellas. Hold on. Let me get fresh right quick. My bad.
You
Hold
got the
on.
Dewey
I
on,
got
fam?
the Dewey. I got the
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, I got to
that's-
get
You just
fresh.
came in from the shop or what?
You know, because I got the...
Why he peel it off like that? He had to peel it.
I had to get fresh right
Hey,
quick.
Them
Showtime.
Brady's fresh though.
That's Showtime preparation.
Yeah, so we can talk about what we talking about today.
Oh,
You know,
what we talking about? What we talking
Ain't
about?
nothing
How
like
does it make sense?
Ain't nothing like some good old self-care.
Come on.
You know, ain't nothing like some good old self-care.
Mhm.
And you know, we got three gentlemen today that are going to present to you some of the most major components involved in self-care.
Yes, sir.
And you know, I just start off by saying cleanliness is next to godliness. okay?
Hello.
So if you want to get closer to
Nice
God,
little
you should
painter.
take care of yourself now.
Pay the full reference. I like that.
Come on now.
Come on, man.
Hey fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out these compliments, brothers. Y'all looking good in y'all Jamie Foxx attires right now. You know.
Oh, you see us?
Yeah, the muscles is out. The muscles is out. The
Thank you,
muscles
bro.
Is out. Is that a part? Is that a part of your self-care right there?
The muscles?
The muscles.
The muscles are definitely part of my self-care. Right?
Looking and feeling good, man.
Yeah.
Dion said it.
Looking and
Deion
feeling
said it.
good.
You feel
man.
good. You
look
feel
good,
good. You play good. You play good. They
You get
pay
paid
good.
Come on.
I think everything has to do with how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how you feel radiates.
Uh-oh.
It affects the people around you.
Come on now.
Affects your family members, your homies.
Shine
you know
on
what
us.
I mean? All that stuff. So definitely looking and feeling good is a, variation of self-care for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I think self-care is, let's just get straight into it. You know, self-care is self-love,
Come on.
right? If I don't give myself, how can I say I love myself if I'm not taking care of self? You know, and that's in every sense of the word, from the way that I'm keeping myself groomed, you know, to the way that, you know, I'm keeping my car, to the way that I'm keeping my home. You know, all of these things.
Your appearance.
My
That's
appearance.
all your appearance.
It's everything. It's everything that embodies who I am. You know what I'm saying? That's like, if I don't love myself, then you would see that. It would be very evident, you know.
Mhm.
I think a lot of the people, even the people that, you know, the unfortunate thing, you know, about life is we see a lot of people on the street, you know, and a lot of those people, you know, are on the streets for other reasons, but a lot of those people just don't have much self-love. You know, they don't love this. They've lost the love for themselves, you know, so it's easy for them just to give up on life and just carry on. But so I think for me, self-care is always equal self-love. Like, I love myself so much that I want to get cut every week. I want to get a cut every week because I love myself so much. You know, I want to look good for myself before I even look good for my woman. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of it, right? But I want to look good for myself. You know, I take myself to, you know, the nail salon because I want my feet and my hands to be right. You
You
know,
want to be feeling good.
I want to feel good.
Yeah.
Those type of things make me feel good, you know. So it's important to do that, you know. And if you're not doing that, then you need to reevaluate how much you really love in yourself.
Does self-love look different for everybody, or does self-care look different for everybody? Is it the same thing?
I think self-care looks different for everybody.
I think self-care
Self-love
looks
is
different for everyone. It just depends on where you decide to grab your confidence from, right? Like, for example, getting a haircut and him looking in the mirror and his nails are done, you know, that's like the first level of him. That's going to kind of like, outside of what's inside of him, that's the activation of the confidence on the outside of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes you'll be more confident on the outside before you be confident on the inside.
yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
anything that I could do that could help me exude that confidence, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put myself in a position, anything, because, you know, whatever you're attracted to, you know, they're gonna recognize that confidence too, and that's gonna come from your self-love, you know, from the self-care that you give yourself.
Yeah, let's really go in on self-care, because as men, right, self-care is just such an underrated term, idea, concept for us, particularly us Black men, right? And it's something that we're so far removed from. It shows up in our daily lives. It shows up when we become adults. Why is it, right? Why do you feel that self-care is not discussed more in our community, right? Why do you feel like men skip over that part? What is it about self-care that
I feel like, you know, this is kind of like the whole encompassing concept of our entire show. Everything that we talk about within the show, you know, for example, right? And we haven't even dove into self-care when it comes into the mental health aspect of self-care. We're just really still talking about the surface areas when it comes to self-care. But when we're talking about the Black community, as Omar mentioned, he's getting his nails done. Something that's a little bit more common now, but it was always something that was associated with men, and they'll be like, "That's gay."
Mm-hmm.
That would be something that was said, and that's what, like I said, we talk about on the show. That's what I attribute toxic masculinity to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when someone is trying to take care of themselves for themselves, and you say what it is,
Things like getting your nails done, right? They like within you know, our community, people will try to make you seem feminine for doing things like that. And those things are feminine until you actually get them done, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get them done and you realize, "Oh, wow.
I like that.
I actually like the calluses removed from my feet." Like, I actually like being able to rub my feet on my sheets and not having to scratch my sheets from my calluses being so bad. You know, I actually like not having dirt underneath my fingernails. It actually looks better. It makes me feel better, right? So, and I think, you know, you said, you know, for some of us did see that, you know, maybe it's not seen so much, but for me growing up, you know, it's something that I actually saw, right? I would see my dad go to the bar. My dad would take me to the barbershop once a week. My dad would go to the nail salon once a month, you know? So for me growing up, it was like, oh, cool. That's what men do, you know? So I guess it, you know, a lot of that too is based off of like what you're exposed to in your experiences, you know?
For sure.
So for me, it was never like an odd thing for me because I had always watched my dad take care of himself. So for me, it was like, yo, that's what men do. You take care of yourself, you know? That let me, every time he walked in, that's like, I'm feeling good, you know? And he's married, you know? He's not trying to impress anybody. Or maybe he is. Maybe he was trying to impress my mom.
See, it's funny that you said, I'll be honest with you, because it is learned behavior. I didn't learn it from my dad, but all the dudes that I seen that had money that I wanted to be like, got manicures, got pedicures, got their hair cut, got their car washed. It was a routine thing. Car was clean.
Yep.
You know, bed was made. You know, and I know for me, right, since we're talking about self-care, we're talking about everything that encompasses in it. My bed being made for myself is something mentally for me that is super important. That is like not only setting the tempo for the day, but it's like, yo, I'm fresh out here. Like I'm fresh. And if somebody want to see it, they can see how fresh I am.
Like, why Jalon feeling so fresh? I made my bed nice and tight this morning.
I made my bed.
It do make you
real
feel
nice
good.
and neat.
It do.
It do make you feel good.
You know?
It do make you feel good. You be staring at that shit like, damn.
I could bounce a quarter off that shit.
Me? Oh,
If somebody touched my bed, I know.
I know.
I know.
I would know. But Duke, I wanted you to continue to dive in to that extra layer of self-care.
Yeah.
You know, not just the layer that people could see, but the layer that only matters to you. You know, to where
Right.
people may only be able to feel it,
Right,
you know,
right.
but they may not be able to see it.
Yeah, because self-care does mean a lot of different things, right? For me, it's like the easiest way I could think of self-care is to flourish financially, spiritually, mentally, you know, physically, emotionally, right? Having all those things in check, and not just like in check, but really flourishing. That's my ideal of self-care. And how I get to that is doing things like, you know, praying, right? Praying in the morning, having time to pray. Having self-care is giving myself and telling myself affirmations in the morning, right? Anytime I feel like stagnant or anytime I feel mundane and I just feel like I'm going to have a bad day or it's not kicking off the way I want it to kick off, then having those affirmations. And for me,
what's something you tell yourself?
I literally tell.
Because you confident
okay,
dude,
so
bro.
check
So
this
what's
out.
something you tell yourself?
Check this shit out, man.
Them look good.
I kid you not. I kid you not. The last
Spinach.
the last month, right? The last month, I've been telling myself, every time I wake up, if I ever feel myself, well, not even if I ever do anything, I just do it now because it always puts me in a good mood, right? I'll be like, and y'all gonna kill me, y'all gonna laugh, but I say, yo, I'm handsome, I'm healthy, I'm hopeful, I'm home, right? And I say, I got a good woman who loves me. I love my woman. I make good money, XYZ. And I tell myself that over and over and over again.
You said it in that voice?
I'll literally be like, I say it louder.
Okay.
I say it super loud.
Okay.
Right? I'm
Because
handsome.
you got to get to that peak state, though.
I'm handsome. I'm handsome. You know what I mean?
You really
I'm
feeling
handsome,
it. Yeah.
Right?
Like, I'm
healthy.
Timothy.
I'm healthy. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I'm home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I feel. And I have to like, people that don't understand this will think it's weird.
Yeah.
People that don't understand this level of thinking will think it's weird. Like, you don't have to do all that, but you do got to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You got to find something to do, find something to grab onto, and affirm yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is self-care, right? That's caring for yourself enough to say, yo, I'm going to force myself to feel good today.
And I'm glad that you said the affirmations, because although I said I didn't grow up with my dad saying, getting his nails done and him going to the barbershop every week and things like that, the affirmations that he gave my soul for my self-care were the most valuable things I've ever gotten in my entire life. Every day when me and my siblings, I have 2 brothers and a sister, whenever one of us 4 would wake up, or he'll see us, he'll remind us, you're a strong, intelligent, spiritual black man. He'll look at my sister, you're a strong, intelligent, spiritual black woman. And he would say it to us so much that when we leave the house, he'll just say, remember who you are. And to this day, I'm 30 years old, bro. He'll say, remember who you are. And any doubt that I've ever had in me would just evaporate, because within that affirmation, he would explain to us the strongest thing in the world is a strong, intelligent, spiritual black man. And bro, that foundation right there has never been shaken. And I'm telling you, you can ask my siblings right now. My dad still tell us, remember who you are. My brother's almost 40 years old, bro. He tell him, remember who you are. And any doubt that you can ever possibly have creep into your head, when you have an affirmation that you can, I will say, knock that doubt out. Like Duke say, I'm handsome. Who can come up to him and give him a new pillar and say he's ugly?
Right. No matter what.
He has to accept that.
I have to accept it. Yeah.
No matter
and
what.
he's not.
Yeah.
No. But also, like, it's not even about no one else.
It's not about.
It has
anyone
nothing
else.
to do with whether you think I'm handsome, or whether you think I'm handsome, or whether you think I'm healthy. It's all about me.
What I feel.
It's called self-care.
Yeah.
It's called self-care. I care for myself. This is how I feel about myself. This is what makes me feel good, right? So when I wake up in the morning, I got to have these conversations with myself by any means.
By any means.
Right?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anybody. And I think people need to detach how they feel about themselves from what they think other people feel about them.
Would you say like the way you treat yourself has a lot to do with the way you treat other people?
Absolutely.
So if you treat yourself if you have self-care and self-love for yourself, you're more than likely to have care and love for the other person, empathy, and
I think
things of that nature.
I think if you can see the light in yourself, it'll make it easier for you to see the light in other
someone
people.
else.
For sure. And you'll be able to, just how Duke is telling himself he's handsome, even if he's not handsome, he's still speaking to the light inside of him. And when you have conversations with other people, that's what allows you to speak to the light in other people and build them up and help them grow. And that's what people will be drawn to you, because that you make them feel good about who they are today. You know, certain places that they didn't even know that they could be emotionally, you can help pull that out of somebody just simply by speaking to the light in somebody.
Yeah, I have a tattoo on my chest. It's very symbolic to that. You know, the name of the symbol is an Om, and it means it's a Hindu symbol, and it means you know, the God in me sees the God in you. You know, I think that comes a lot from my self-care. You know, I'm always trying to see the God in the next person, because I love myself so much that I know there's got to be love in the next person. right? It's all, you know,
it's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. So
yeah, and self-care doesn't mean like it's important not to get self-care confused with like selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Self-care don't mean like you don't care about other people. And I think people need to be aware of people that throw the word self-care around to avoid the work of, you know, being selfless, right? Because a lot of people say y'all use self-care as a weapon, right? To not be nice to people and kind to people and say, yo, like I'm using self-care. All I care about is me.
Right.
Some people say that, yo, self-care. This is my self-care. All I care about is me. But it's important not to confuse the two, right? Self-care doesn't mean you like assholes to other people. Self-care just means like the way you view yourself is healthy, right? What you do for yourself is healthy. You do for yourself to be in your healthy state of mind, to be fulfilled, to be happy, and to feel good spiritually, emotionally, you know, financially, etc. Right? That's self-care, right? But it's not, you know, being, you know, an asshole,
arrogant,
nah,
you know,
that's not
or
self-care.
even telling people, I'm this better than you.
Right. That's not self-care.
No, it's not. And you guys know every single morning, I wake up and I have what I deem as my golden hour.
Right.
It's my brand. It's you know, it's my business.
Right.
I deem it as my golden hour. And sometimes people ask, like, why do you call it your golden hour? It's because when I first wake up in the morning, that is my most important hour of the day. This is the hour I can fully pour into myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wake up, I pray, I meditate, I read, I eat, and I work out. And that's all things that I'm giving to myself. And I think it's really important for people to find times throughout the course of the day, or whether it's the first as they first wake up, or whether they're about to go to sleep, or just some time where you could get that solitude between just you and yourself, to where you can just pour into you as much as you can possibly pour into you, because it's hard to fill somebody else's cup if your cup isn't full.
So what's the deal, y'all? Welcome back to the Nice and Neat Halftime Show. It's your boy O, and I'm sure you guys may have known that already from watching our previous lives. But one thing I want to do before we jump into the live is take this opportunity to just promote a few things that we got going on here. You know, many of you guys may know Duke has a 6-week ab guide through Alpha Burn that'll help you chisel that six-pack and get right for the summertime. You can find that on alpha-burn.com. Please tap in with that. I mean, he's helping a lot of guys chisel that midsection and provide the ladies with what they want to see. Also, if you're looking for ways to just improve your movement and work on being a better athlete, becoming a better athlete, tap in with my program on omarcbolden.com on how to move like an athlete. It's a 12-week program that you could do at home or at the gym, wherever you like. But those are two things that we would like to highlight this week and as we move forward, because it's something that we're always constantly pushing and something that we strongly believe in. One thing I want to do is get into today's MVP. So today's MVP is our most recent follow on our IG account, and that is Jeremiah OG. He goes by at OG Gains. That's at OG Gains, GAINSZ. So shout out to you, bro, for following, tapping in with us, and becoming part of the Nice and Neat family. So as you guys can see, what I pinned down below is self-care underrated for men? That's the topic of today's episode, and it's something that we really want to talk about because, you know, for some reason, you know, there's a lot of toxic masculinity going on around about self-care. For some reason, they feel like if you're self-care, you know, or it's associated with a lot of things that women do. And that brings me to our comment from Rashad Clement, right? And he asks, is there a reason why self-care for men is associated with being feminine? Just off the bat, you know, I think in a lot of things that we associate self-care with, like, you know, grooming, in particular, you know, i.e. Getting your nails done, hands and feet done. For so many years, you know, we've always seen the nail salons filled with women. So we feel like it's a spot that only women could coexist in. Or maybe even a place where women, or where people get facials. You know, we kind of always see that overwhelmed with women. But, you know, if men were ever to take themselves into those environments and receive those type of treatments, they would understand that it's not just for women, it's for everybody, you know, and all of those things make you feel like a better person, you know, which equates to your self-love, which equates to self-care. So I'm not so sure why we associate these things with being feminine, and I think we need to break down those barriers, because
break them down.
It's okay for men to take care of themselves and to look right. Like for me, I want to get a manicure, pedicure every 2 weeks, right? I want my nails to be clean. I don't want calluses on the bottom of my feet. I want to be nice and neat, no pun intended.
Yes, sir.
So
I think self-care for years has been considered a vain trait,
especially for
it's self-care is just like something. When you talk about vanity, you talk about appearance and how you feel and look, it's a vain trait. And being vain, right, is socially only acceptable for women. You feel me? For years, I'm talking about. That's why women can go out to clubs and XYZ and pull out their phone and take selfies all day, and it'd be okay, right? Because it's acceptable. But a man can't do that because it's not acceptable. A man should never care about his appearance like that, right? And that's kind of the narrative that's been, pushed on us for so long. Also, man, for so long we've been taught that caring about your appearance is soft. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Caring about your appearance is soft. So like, no man wants to be called soft, right? It doesn't matter if you intend to disrespect it. No man wants to be called soft. So, if you're a young boy and you really want to feel good about yourself and you really want to be clean and you want to have a haircut all the time, and you want to have a pedicure all the time, it's going to deter you from doing those things because you don't want to be called soft, because you're not even confident in yourself yet. So by the time you become a man, it's not second nature to you. You feel me? So I think that's one of the reasons why it's considered feminine, and then also like women have set the tone of like, this is what we do, So like anytime a man steps in that space, it gets kind of tricky, right? And I think you got women and men to blame for it. It's not just a man thing or it's a woman thing, because, some women will say, well, I don't want a man that is full of himself. I don't want a man who's always thinking about how he looks and how so that has an effect, and it plays a role, and it's a factor in why people think that, self-care is a feminine quality.
Yeah, Jalon, I want to ask you a question. This one is from Akina. And the question is, what do men do for self-care? And I know you touched on this before we hopped on the live, so I wanted you to go ahead and I thought this was a good question for you to attack.
Talking about externally, I get my nails done, I get my feet done. I like to feel like a king, right? There's something in my head that's like, yo, I'm a king, because only the highest of praised men were doing this in certain times in human life. And that is a seed that I plant in my head that I could carry over until the next time I get it done. And the seeds that I plant are the only seeds that I plan on watering. Like if somebody tells me I'm not a king, that's not something that I'm willing to accept. So that I would never water that seed. It's something I've heard, but I'm not gonna water that. So it's not gonna grow. But me, when I get my nails done, I get my feet done, I get my hair cut. I got a good barber, a really good barber. I get my hair cut. I get my hair cut. I'm a king. And like I said earlier, cleanliness next to godliness. I want to be clean. I want to feel good. I want to look good. And I feel like your appearance is the first thing that you sell to people. You can't sell your words before they hear them.
Nah.
Somebody looks at you and they're like, okay, he don't care about himself, so why should I care about doing anything with him?
Wow.
And I think that's so important. I've never been one of those persons who say people shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Never.
Shit.
How do you know if the book is good?
Right.
How are you willing to open the book if you don't look at the cover?
How?
I wouldn't open a book if I'm not attracted by its cover.
Nope.
I wouldn't. Somebody would have to tell me.
That's what usually what it is. It's usually word of mouth, right?
Somebody would have to tell me that
the cover is not right.
For sure. Somebody have to tell me that. But somebody I trust too.
But someone would have had to look at the cover, open the book, read it, and discover this is good, and then tell you.
Now I can share.
And tell you. That's deep. That's a bar.
That's deep. That's a bar like Kit Kat, fam. I hope y'all take that with you.
You Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
You all
right? Jamal Curtis, that's for you, I think you got to body that one.
What's up?
Yeah, Jamal Curtis. Yeah, I don't know what you asked, but yeah.
Would y'all express how the food we consume is a piece of self-love? I'm interested on y'all takes on this topic. Well, I guess, anything that you put inside of you, right, will most definitely show on the outside, right? So if you love yourself enough, we're all competent enough to know what's good for us and what's bad for us, right? Even if we absolutely love certain foods in our lives, we know what things are going to feed our bodies the right way and fuel our bodies the right way. Excuse me, that's the right word to use. What things are going to fuel our bodies the right way, and what things are going to drain, our energy and our tank. So I definitely think, the food that we consume is associated with self-love. For me, it's always about how right can I eat, because I care about how I look, right? So anything that I know that what I'm putting on the inside is definitely going to show on the outside. Like if I have a bad day of eating, or let's say a bad week of eating fried chicken and fries and chicken fingers and all of this fried stuff, well, shit, I know that I'm not going to be as tight as I want to be when I take off this shirt, and that's all of that is, about anything that I do about myself, for my physical appearance is for my self-care, so I would definitely say that the food that we consume is associated with, self-love. But I don't know how these other guys feel about that,
I'm a work in progress.
You're a work. Jalon is a guy who doesn't necessarily care about.
I'm a work in progress.
The first step is admitting it.
Yeah, I'm a work in progress. I partially feel like I'm gonna eat healthy, but I'm also gonna enjoy the fruits of the land.
No pun intended. The fruits of the land.
I'm gonna enjoy the fruits of the land as well. So I'm gonna give myself 2 days a week, to kind of eat what I want to eat, and I had an interesting conversation. I hate that we're gonna go over a little bit, but I had an interesting conversation the other day, and I just want to leave you guys that are listening and watching. I want to leave you guys with this, especially the ones who asked about the food concept. If we worried about our soul and our spirit so much, would we be so worried about the food that we consumed? And the reason why I asked that question is we worry about the food that we consume because of the end result of what it could do to our body. But if we're so worried about our soul and our spirit, should that take precedent over that? It's just a question. I don't know the answer. It's just a question.
We probably have to circle back on that one.
We're going to have to circle back.
We're going to circle back on that one, though.
We're going to have to circle back.
Yes, sir.
And maybe if you guys have any comments pertaining to that, go ahead and drop them on the next video in the comments below, and we'll tackle that the next time we get up here for the next episode. But we got to go ahead and get off this halftime and get back to the game. So as always, if you guys haven't already, be sure to tap in with the Nice and Neat podcast on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, like and comment. Any type of interaction and engagement we can have with you guys could only help boost us and propel us to where we want to be. So we can't go, without you guys. So we appreciate you guys tapping in with us. And with that said, we're going to get to the night the only way we know how. That's with some positive energy, some positive vibrations, and a smile, of course. We'll see you guys on the next live. Peace.
Man, this self-care is really important, because self-care, it is so, I guess you can look at it, self-care as like your portfolio. You have to diversify it, so, you have your mental area of self-care, you have your physical area of self-care, and then you have your appearance area of self-care. And I don't want to take away the importance of that just so we can feel extra deep. Mm-hmm. Because I will say, when I do wake up in the morning and I participate in my regular routine and my regimen, and I'm not ashamed to admit I have a skincare regimen, I feel more confident, bro. Mm-hmm. I feel more confident. And part of the reason why I feel more confident is because I know that I actually took every step that it takes for me to feel and look the part. So regardless of what somebody thinks about me, I know that I took those steps.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to know, like, when you guys sometime go out of the house and you be like, I missed a step. Is your confidence lacking a little bit, or if you feel like you missed we're not forgetting to brush our teeth,
but you may, for whatever reasons, you may forget to spray on some cologne.
You forget to spray on your cologne.
That's something that's actually happened to me.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's something that's actually happened. I'm like, I'm rushing, trying to get out the house, and I forget to put on my cologne. And I do feel like a part of me is missing. I'm like, damn, man. Like, my fit is on point. I'm feeling good, but I forgot my smell good, man. And speaking, I guess, for, you know, a single man, you know, operating in whatever space you may be in, whether it be a social outing or not, like, that is very important.
Hell yeah, that's a big deal for me.
That's a big deal.
I ain't gonna front. I turned around a couple of times for that.
Because of that, I have now put cologne that I feel like is okay in my car. I got a bottle that I said, you know what, I'm okay with not having in my house. I could sacrifice and put this in the car just in case that moment, that situation ever happens again.
Do you have any self-care items in your car just in case you've missed it?
Oh, I got them.
Oh yeah,
I got a list of them.
What y'all got in your car just in case you miss it in the house?
This is super random, but I have some hand lotion, right? It's called hand balm. It's called hand. Sometimes, you know, I'll be walking down, my shit be ashy. I'm like, oh no, because a higher level of self-care is taking care of things that you think other people don't see or notice. Your hands, right? Things like your hands. That's like a higher level. It's like, yo, like, I'm so like
cuticles.
I'm so adamant on feeling good about myself that I have lotion specifically for my hands. And I have moisturizer, right?
We heard.
I have moisturizer in my car. I have a daytime hydration oil in my car, right? And that's for my face. So, you know, anytime I've been out the house for a long time, you know, I just apply that thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keep that thing moisturized.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
I keep hand cream. I keep hand cream as well in my door. I keep cologne in the car. I keep deodorant in the glove box. And I keep floss.
I was about to say,
for me, it's the floss. For me, it's the floss, fam.
It's the floss for me. Hey, look,
it's the floss for me.
I was gonna say one thing always good for it that I've never asked him for it. He said, he ain't never said, fam, I don't got it.
I ain't got no floss.
He always got floss in the whip, in the crib, in his toiletry bag. Always got floss.
Yeah,
always got floss.
Just to touch on your point, you know, those are things that people can't see, right? Like, I'm flossing my teeth to help, you know, keep plaque away, right? Plaque is something that we all have, but none of us ever see because it's behind your teeth.
Okay.
Seriously. Okay. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. All of us build up plaque, right? And if you're not flossing your teeth, you know, it just builds up and it just makes it a less enjoyable experience the next time you go visit the dentist, right? Because we all got to go to the dentist at some point. Right. So that, you know, that's just something else that, you know, just to tie into something about self-care that, you know, people aren't seeing. That I do for myself. That floss is a huge thing. I've always got floss.
Yeah, no. You don't play with it. But you know what? I think you guys do an incredible job of matter of fact, let's give each other a round of applause for self-care.
Come on now. Clap it up.
Because you guys do an incredible job. I know Duke does his hair grooming twice a week. You know, I know O does it twice a week. You guys get your nails done. You guys make sure y'all smell good. You guys make sure you guys shower multiple times a day. If I'm somebody that wasn't necessarily, like, I just did the basic, I did just the bare minimum, what would be something that you would, like a tip that you would be able to give me as far as just being able to build off of when it comes to my self-care in the hygienic space?
Well, we talk about it all the time. Like, where do you gain success, right? Within routine. So you got to create a self-care routine, right? And even if it's as simple as the basic level, entry level, getting a haircut every 2 weeks. That's entry level, right? I'm just getting tightened up every 2 weeks. All right, if you're not, you know, really into the cuticles, you know, it's something you definitely should dive into, but maybe try to do something like that every 2 months, you know? Set up a schedule for you to kind of stick to in the routine, so you can kind of get into that mode of taking care of yourself. You know,
learn how to cut your own nails,
right? or learn how to cut your own nails.
Cut your own nails. You don't have to go nowhere. Just cut your own nails. That's a variation of it.
That's true. But like, can you tell somebody to cut their own hair?
Nah. That's something though. That's something you got to go somewhere for, right?
Yeah.
But like things like
you can learn to cut your own hair, but that you're not gonna get the confidence you're looking for.
Yeah, it's not gonna help you.
Yeah, it's not gonna help you. It's gone.
It's not gonna help you.
But for the most part, if your nails are groomed, right, whether they were done at the salon or whether you did them at the house,
it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
A woman will recognize that.
Yeah,
you know?
It's all good. Okay, so here's like a couple exact things that you guys need to take account. This is something exact. All right, so exfoliate. Exfoliate, all right? Exfoliate at least once a week.
What that mean?
Okay, that's a good question because a lot of guys don't know what it means, right? So basically, exfoliating means, you know, our skin over time, it builds up dead skin, okay? Dead skin is on the top layer of our skin, our face, and exfoliating is using like a micro-beaded scrub and basically scrubbing off the dead layer of skin that has been built up over time, right?
That scrub you could use like there's like they have like sponges for that. There's also cleanser, right?
They have cleansers and they have brushes for that or scrubs for that.
Yeah.
Right. So I would exfoliate once a week.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't do it
over the counter. You don't gotta you go somewhere and
you can't do it a lot because it'll make your skin it'll irritate your skin, turn it red. Also, a lot of you guys, I ain't gonna say no names, but a lot of you guys are brushing your teeth, but not brushing your tongue.
Scrape that.
A lot of y'all are brushing your teeth.
I'm dead.
A lot of y'all are brushing your teeth. Your teeth are fairly white, but your tongue is too. You're not brushing your tongue. Brush your tongue, right? If you guys don't know, when your breath stinks, it comes from your tongue.
Not your teeth.
It's not your teeth. It's
different
your tongue.
teeth.
It's your tongue.
And also too, it comes from not flossing your teeth.
Right. And then also invest in a tongue scraper. All right. Look it up. Amazon, invest in a tongue scraper. Thank me later. All right. And yeah.
Hey, well, just really quick, because I know we're big on shouting other guys out. I want to take a moment. I saw a friend of mine. He's now offering a male kit. I think this is a good opportunity to highlight that.
Okay.
Okay.
One second, guys.
But yeah, man, self-care is...
Get some affirmations. Get some affirmations. Tell yourself who you want to be.
No, for sure.
Tell yourself exactly who you want to be. Not who you think you are or not who people have told you you were. Tell yourself exactly who you want to be. Me, I know who I am every single day. I'm a strong, intelligent, spiritual black man. If you want to steal that, it's yours. You can take that. It's yours. Have that. But make sure you tell yourself that every single day and believe it. And don't let nobody talk. Don't adopt any other principles outside of that.
Right.
Because that's really what it is. We start watering other people's theories and we believe in them. Take that.
And also just remember, man, there is nothing like feminine about self-care, right? It doesn't pertain to just women. All right, so fellas, make sure y'all taking this to heart.
Yeah, fellas. As I said, I have a friend of mine. His name is Brandon Mitch. He's now offering a Mitch skincare kit. That'll help you guys in terms of adding more self-care to your lives and to your skin, which is something that people see all the time. And it's specifically for your face. So his Instagram name is Brandon, that's BRANDEN, Mitch, MITCH. So check him out. He just dropped it, and he does a lot of tips on his Instagram pertaining to skincare and a lot of self-care. So tap in with him and check him out on Instagram.
But yeah, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. But before we do, obviously we gotta give you as much value as possible. And one of the ways we know how to do that is to highlight other podcasts that we think can offer a ton of value as well. The podcast that we want to highlight this episode is called The Roommates. And The Roommates, you can find them on YouTube. And their podcast focuses on basically just men and women, being better people, being successful in the dating space, being successful in the self-care space. And yeah, man, very entertaining, very informative, has a ton of guests that a lot of you guys probably know. So please check it out. Once again, The Roommates on YouTube. And when you guys go over there, you know what to do. Make sure you comment and leave a review, and tell them Nice and Neat sent you. Yeah, so with that said, I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon, and this is Nice and Neat. And that's that.
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old, now I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind.